Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Lacking definite form or limits. Gropes among cloudy issues toward a feeble conclusion. Of liquids, clouded as with sediment. A cloudy liquid. Full of or covered with clouds. Cloudy skies. Lacking definite form or limits. Of or relating to or resembling a nebula. Lacking definition or definite content. Nebulous reasons. Lacking definite form or limits. Nebulous distinction between pride and conceit. Dark or gloomy. Of liquids, clouded as with sediment. Dirty and messy, covered with mud or muck. Muddy boots. Of liquids, clouded as with sediment. Muddy coffee. Of soil, soft and watery. Muddy barnyard. Dirty with mud. Of color, discolored by impurities, not bright and clear. Muddy colors. Cause to become muddy. Make turbid. Muddy the water. Dark or gloomy. A murky dungeon. Of liquids, clouded as with sediment. Murky waters. Of liquids, clouded as with sediment. Not clearly defined or easy to perceive or understand. Indistinct shapes in the gloom. Hard or impossible to understand. Not transmitting or reflecting light or radiant energy, impenetrable to sight. Opaque windows of the jail. Filled or abounding with fog or mist. A brumous October morning. Filled or abounding with clouds. Unclear in form or expression. Sometimes one understood clearly and sometimes the meaning was clouded. Filled or abounding with clouds. Made troubled or apprehensive or distressed in appearance. His face was clouded with unhappiness. Mentally disordered. A mind clouded by sorrow. Resembling a cloud. Darkened with overcast. A dull sky. Make numb or insensitive. Become less interesting or attractive. So lacking in interest as to cause mental weariness. A dull play. Slow to learn or understand, lacking intellectual acuity. Although dull at classical learning, at mathematics he was uncommonly quick. Being or made softer or less loud or clear. The dull boom of distant breaking waves. Deaden, a sound or noise, especially by rapping. Not clear and resonant, sounding as if striking with or against something relatively soft. The dull thud. Make dull or blunt. Too much cutting dulls the knife's edge. Of business, not active or brisk. Business is dull, or slow. Become dull or lusterless in appearance, lose shine or brightness. The varnished table top dulled with time. Blunted in responsiveness or sensibility. A dull gaze. Emitting or reflecting very little light. A dull glow. Lacking in liveliness or animation. He was so dull at parties. Make dull in appearance. Age had dulled the surface. Make less lively or vigorous. Middle age dulled her appetite for travel. Not having a sharp edge or point. The knife was too dull to be of any use. Not keenly felt. A dull throbbing. Of color, very low in saturation, highly diluted. Dull greens and blues. Enveloped in fog. A fogbound fleet. Stunned or confused and slow to react, as from blows or drunkenness or exhaustion. Indistinct or hazy in outline. Filled or abounding with fog or mist. Obscured by fog. Indistinct or hazy in outline. Filled or abounding with fog or mist. Slowly as if burdened by much weight. Time hung heavy on their hands. Lacking lightness or liveliness. Heavy humor. Slow and laborious because of weight. The heavy tread of tired troops. Of great gravity or crucial import, requiring serious thought. Heavy matters of state. Requiring or showing effort. Heavy breathing. Full of, bearing great weight. Trees heavy with fruit. Prodigious. Heavy investor. Darkened by clouds. A heavy sky. Used of soil, compact and fine-grained. The clay soil was heavy and easily saturated. In an advanced stage of pregnancy. Usually describes a large person who is fat but has a large frame to carry it. Permitting little if any light to pass through because of denseness of matter. Heavy fog. Full and loud and deep. Heavy sounds. Of sleep, deep and complete. A heavy sleep. Given to excessive indulgence of bodily appetites, especially for intoxicating liquors. Characterized by effort to the point of exhaustion, especially physical effort. Heavy work. An actor who plays villainous roles. A serious, or tragic, role in a play. Dense or inadequately leavened and hence likely to cause distress in the alimentary canal. A heavy pudding. Large and powerful, especially designed for heavy loads or rough work. A heavy truck. Made of fabric having considerable thickness. A heavy coat. Marked by great psychological weight. Weighted down especially with sadness or troubles or weariness. A heavy heart. Of an actor or role, being or playing the villain. Iago is the heavy role in Othello. Of comparatively great physical weight or density. A heavy load. Of great intensity or power or force. A heavy blow. Of relatively large extent and density. A heavy line. Physics, chemistry, being or containing an isotope with greater than average atomic mass or weight. Heavy hydrogen. Sharply inclined. A heavy grade. Unusually great in degree or quantity or number. Heavy taxes. Of the military or industry, using, or being, the heaviest and most powerful armaments or weapons or equipment. Heavy artillery. Darkened with overcast. The sky was leaden and thick. Lacking lightness or liveliness. A leaden conversation. Made heavy or weighted down with weariness. His leaden arms. Of movement, slow and laborious. Leaden steps. Made of lead. A leaden weight. The act of causing something to move to a lower level. Darkened by clouds. The act of causing to become less. Filled with vapor. Of noxious stench from atmospheric pollution. Filled with vapor. Miasmic jungles. Filled or abounding with fog or mist. Wet with mist. The misty evening. Of or relating to or resembling a nebula. The nebular hypothesis of the origin of the solar system. Resembling a cloud. Resembling or characteristic of vapor. Filled with vapor. So thin as to transmit light. Darkened by clouds. Threatening or foreshadowing evil or tragic developments. His threatening behavior. Resembling or characteristic of vapor. Vaporous clouds. Filled with vapor. A vaporous bog. So thin as to transmit light. Vaporous silks. Make overcast or cloudy. Fall weather often overcasts our beaches. A long whip stitch or overhand stitch overlying an edge to prevent raveling. Filled or abounding with clouds. The state of the sky when it is covered by clouds. Gloomy semi-darkness caused by cloud cover. A cast that falls beyond the intended spot. Sew over the edge of with long slanting wide stitches. Sew with an overcast stitch from one section to the next. Overcast books. Clouded with a mixture of smoke and fog. The smoggy atmosphere of Los Angeles. Darkened by clouds. Showing a brooding ill humor. A sullen crowd. Filled or abounding with clouds.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.